Good afternoon. Welcome to Joe Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to Long Range Weather Forecast discussion for October 29th to November 10th. October 29th to November 2nd, we have an Eastern Pacific ridge that will build into Alaska and Western Canada. We have a trough here that extends from Hudson Bay into the western U.S. And we have a ridge here over the Caribbean over the western Atlantic with above normal heights in the east. But in time, this ridge will break down or flatten some as this trough slides eastward. And we'll take a look now at the models. You start seeing it starts flatten. The trough gradually slides to the east and slowly progresses this suppresses this ridge over the Caribbean. Now you're looking at the GFS, and we're looking at the various models, and they're all in fairly good agreement. Now, we're going to have two storm systems that will be affecting the eastern U.S. The first will come starting tomorrow, this Saturday evening, and we have this strong low that's here over the Ohio Valley region, and this will slide eastward, and we'll have heavier rainfall occurring as we head into early. This is 8 a.m. on Sunday, and then we go to 8 p.m. Sunday night, and it starts to taper off. That's the NAM, and then we look at the GFS, and at 8 p.m. it's still raining, starts to taper off with the low offshore. That's the GFS. Now we look at the European. They're all similar with the storm, and the European is a little faster, bringing the end of the rain to the Middle Atlantic region. Still raining up to the north. Now also later in the period, we're going to have another storm system. After this one leaves, you can see the energy here in the west. Starts to organize here, bringing a variety of snow, ice, rain. You can see this is the GFS. And then we have another system develops now over the Tennessee-Ohio Valley. And this will lift northeastward a little bit further to the east than the other storm. And this will cause rain and snow, possibly strong storms to the south, heavy rain. Now we look at the European. And here's a storm over the lower Mississippi Valley. And then it lifts northeastward, more to the west. But it really is a deep system. This will also bring, I said, rain and thunderstorms to the south. Snow probably across areas of the Rockies. As the system moves out of the west, the energy starts here in the west and comes down and moves up to the northeast. Okay, we're going to look now at the period for November 1st to the 5th. And a ridge is forecast south of the Aleutians and from Mexico into the western Atlantic, with a broad trough covering much of the nation. Look at the various models, you see what I'm talking about. So for this forecast period, I'm forecasting below normal temperatures for much of the nation, with the numbers of 4 to 8 degrees below normal. For precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35 to 45%. Then we have above normal precipitation from the plains to the Atlantic coast. Probability of occurrence is 45%. Now we're going to look at the period for November 6th to the 10th. Let me slide this over a little bit. Go to 6th and the 10th, and we have a ridge over the Northeast Pacific and Alaska, and a ridge forecast of the Southwest Atlantic. You see it right here. And the flow is forecast a little more flatter compared to the previous period, but the GFS remains amplified with a ridge in the west, trough in the east, a deep trough here. This is the GEFS, and then the European ensembles. I think the pattern might be more similar to this, and therefore temperature anomalies won't be as extreme. So for this forecast period, forecasting above normal temperatures for this region here, forecast anomalies will be near 4 degrees above normal, and we still have below normal temperatures from the plains to the Atlantic coast with anomalies of 4 to 6 degrees below normal. And for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence is 35%. And we also have below normal precipitation here, which some models are showing drier conditions here in the east. So I'm keeping the probability low of 35%. That's the long range weather forecast discussion for October 29th through November 10th. Thanks for coming to Jim Unley's World of Weather, and have a good day.